About confrontation, violence.
Oh, was that the question you were asking?
Yeah.
See, that's another thing. When you talk about a revolution, most people think violence, without realizing that the real content of any kind of revolutionary thrust lies in the principles and the goals that you're striving for, not in the way you reach them. You reach them. In the way you reach them.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Anybody that comes in. I know it's been a minute since I've been on live, but I wanted to get some things together so I can further help to debunk some of these accusations on Brother Kevin. Um, it's a lot of things that's been going on and a lot of false accusations. Um, as far as my observation, I've been able to see some inconsistencies, and I just want to bring a few of them to light today. If anybody, when people start to come in, you might be able to see that some people have some ranches next to their name. I went ahead and added some moderators, but I'm getting ready to go into this video real quick, okay? Let me take that off the screen. All right, and you can see we're gonna start off with this video, and everybody just ride out and see what I got so far, okay?
Okay? Showed up 2 hours later, missing like a motherfucker. But now
I started with this video because he's gonna highlight two names that I'm going to speak on in addition to his accusations. We'll see once we get further. Everything will come to a point.
I want y'all to all understand this too. The same way Kev was missing in that house, Royce Reed tells a story about when she got there, Braylon was missing. And she had to find that nigga.
Now, Braylon is Royce Reed and Dwight Howard's son, just in case anybody was wondering.
In that big ass house. All right, so this is what I'm telling y'all. It was a lot going on that night. And I can vouch for everything she's saying, except for seeing the trannies and any gay shit. I said, I heard some gay shit, or I thought I heard some gay shit going on. And it seems, hey, man, everything's pointing in my direction that it seems like it was some gay shit going on in that next room. But that nigga brought that fucking fruit out of there. Nigga with his hips gyrating and shit.
I want everybody to notice that he stated he never seen anybody do anything gay in front of him. The only time that he heard, quote unquote, anything that could be of gay was when he was high on mushrooms one night at Dwight Howard's house.
Singing my fucking name. Yeah. So what I want to show y'all is it's a lot I want to man, she said a little, but she touched on a lot. So basically you hear her saying the same shit Kev said. Cali, hey, niggas didn't want to be around Cali in that house. Cause I that second time I was dealing with them, I was showing Dwight and Kev in that fucking mirror, and I said, these are some motherfucking dirty ass niggas.
Now, this right here is when he's speaking of his experience while being high on mushrooms. He was able to see these two guys, including Kevin and himself. I'll let him elaborate.
This is why I kept saying to Kev, nigga, who the fuck was that nigga that walked me to the bathroom? Because I'm looking at this nigga, and this nigga looks soulless. He looks like he geeked up, and he looked like he fucking soulless. Like, and this is where I started to realize this nigga soul is soul. He's not the same nigga. He's not the same nigga many of us found on the internet, was leaving religion.
Peace, Queen, Texas. Good to see you, Mama. Thank you for coming and joining. I really appreciate it.
Helped us, helped a lot of us leave religion, He's not that nigga. This is a whole nother nigga. This is a nigga. Remember I told y'all, this is the nigga that Dwight Howard told on that porch. Now, he loves to try to deny this shit. But Diesel, the nigga he tried to use against me and shit, right? Diesel was there. Shai was there. We all heard the shit. The nigga told Kevin Wesley, you got to give a little bit to give a little bit. Me, I'm going to tell the truth.
Now, these things that he's stating all of this from a reference of him being high on shrooms, okay? I want everybody to understand that as we go forth. His accusations are based upon his mind being altered, right? We'll even get into a video of him acknowledging that his mind was altered, and I'll be able to, I'll give that video an opportunity for him to explain his altered mind state while he was high on shrooms, and his reasoning as to why it was two separate experiences, okay?
Truth on you, nigga. And that's what's happening with you, nigga. That's why you can't fucking go to sleep. But they did the same thing with Royce Reed. She's been talking. Like she said, I've been talking. Y'all just now listening. Yeah, Braylon was there that night. If y'all remember, right? Go back to my story. I told y'all. I went off on Kev down there, and I asked that nigga, what the fuck is children doing here, nigga? Why are there fucking kids in this fucking house, nigga? And it's fucking, like she said, there were mushrooms all over that fucking table. Every seat.
Now, I know I got some videos, I got some clips that are going to highlight this moment, but I also want to state that he has been over to this house with his family, and Shai has been over to this house with her family as well. So when he's stating about these kids, and he's going to elaborate about Royce's son being there, and that's the white son, so you can't really dispute that, right? But not only that, but as adults, if we're already there, we know that this should not be a children's environment. You've already partaken with them being there. You get what I'm saying? How is it automatically something that you're noticing now? But I'll go ahead and into elaboration with that as we go on in the video.
Had a fucking napkin with mushrooms, and it was peanut butter on the table. Every seat. That long ass table he got in that room. Every seat. Now, with Braylon being there, that's his son. I mean, it's a big ass house, okay? And like she said, at one point she was over in the guest house. And I think that's where Kev was. I think that's the area Kev was at. She wasn't in the main house, okay? So you can have a lot of people in that motherfucking house. Like, just for instance, that house is so fucking big. I don't know. That's what they said. That's what they said they put on the mushroom.
Mama Texas, I think that this video was about don't make me say it wrong. I want to say if not 3 months ago, 2 months ago, or maybe 1 month ago. Hey Lakeisha, hey Mama, thank you for coming. I think Lakeisha, I think I made you a moderator. I'm not quite sure. I can't really see it in the StreamYard app, but no, Texas, this is a video, I want to say about 3 months or a month old. No, it's about a month old, because I think this came out after the Royce interview on Vlad TV. So I think this is when this came out.
Mushrooms, I don't know. That's how we took it. Peanut butter and mushrooms. Yeah, on the spoon, peanut butter, mushroom. So yeah, I don't know what the peanut butter part is for, but then you chase it down or whatever. That house is so big that a nigga can have a girl. He can have his girlfriend over in the guest house, and the side chick over in the fucking main house, and they never cross each other. That's how big the house is. So, with what I'm saying about Braylon, I mean, that's his son. Braylon could have stayed over there.
Now, I do want to highlight, while it's on my mind, again, you're at Dwight Howard's home, and your argument to Kevin was, why are all these children around? Now, let's remember, Kevin was here. He was staying in the apartment on the outside of Dwight Howard's home, right? And not only that, but he worked there. So anything that goes on in Dwight Howard's house, how can we blame Kevin? I understand expressing your feelings toward Kevin because Kevin is your friend, right? But anything that happens in Dwight Howard's house, you cannot be necessarily that upset as far as Kevin is concerned, because his children, even if Kevin's children were there, Dwight's children were there. You get what I'm saying? He has 5 baby mamas. He has kids himself. If he felt like that was a safe environment for his children to be in at the time, and you didn't, you could have left. You did not. You did not. You chose not to leave, and that you partook. So, let's keep going.
And never saw nothing, but that didn't happen, and that's what Royce is talking about. Royce said that's what that situation right there showed her, like, this nigga is reckless, man. Now, let's get this straight. My issue was never Dwight. My issue was never with the basketball player.
Your issue wasn't with Dwight, but you had a complaint to Kevin about why children were all over Dwight's house while you guys were partaking in a mushroom ceremony, the ceremony that you chose to stay and participate in.
My issue was with Kevin Wesley. So the white ain't never do nothing to me. He ain't never say nothing to me. I ain't never seen the white do no zesty shit. But this is again, y'all. This is why.
Now, he just stated in his statement that he never seen Dwight do anything gay. He never seen it. And his only problem was towards Kevin. And we're going to get into why he had a problem with Kevin. But let's just remember these key factors, okay?
I'm telling y'all, I felt like they had to try me because I was coming around that house too much. I was coming around too much. And if they don't know how they can behave with these new faces around, they got to know who they can do what around. And they ain't know what they could do around me.
Now, you were coming around a lot. So apparently, he even said in one of the videos about NDAs, Shai has even spoke about NDAs, how they didn't sign one. I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, Cali either said he never had to sign one or he might have signed one in the beginning, but ultimately I don't think he signed one. So that gives me an understanding that anything that happened on in that household, as far as having extra guests like Cali or Shai around visiting Kevin, then it leads me to understand that they weren't anticipating to do anything around them that they would be able to go out and speak of in front of the public. But we'll get into that.
They ain't know what they could do around me, okay? You keep trying to act like that little girl that I'm mentioning don't exist. You got Coach all on here. Now I like Coach, but now you done drug Coach all in this shit. You got this nigga sitting on your panel trying to defend you, and I said, hey, Coach, you might want to sit this one out, Coach. Coach, I like you, brother. And now, Coach, you asked me. You said, Cali, if there's a name on this little the lady that told you this, tell. So
now, before he even makes this statement, I want everybody to understand that when he came out with his original video about the night with the mushrooms, these accusations did not automatically come out. They did not automatically come out. He also did an interview with somebody, which I'm gonna do a review on, where he said after he did this, his original live 4 years ago, that's when the baby mamas were calling him about these accusations, right? But they weren't brought up until just recently, and we'll go into depth with that as well.
And I
Now, he just stated that this lady talked to him before she passed away. So that is evident that he's stating he knows who spoke to him. He knows exactly who spoke to him because she passed away after speaking to him. And he's going to go into the conspiracy theory as to how she passed away so coincidentally after speaking to him about these accusations towards Kevin. He even gave evidence, he even stated something to confirm that she spoke to him, talking about CPS being involved, right? Now, this lady that he speaks of hates Kevin Wesley. All of the baby mamas that Cali knows of hates Kevin Wesley, right? Okay, let's see where this goes. And we're going to get into this text message about Royce Reed as well. Now, this is the interview that he did with Amora. I think either a month ago or a couple of months ago. Okay.
What's happening, everybody? What's happening? Yeah, you know I got that.
I think everybody didn't get to see that last screen. Did anybody want to play that? Want me to play that back? Hey, Miss Andrea, thank you for coming. Did anybody want me to play that back so that they can actually see him vocalize it himself? Or am I okay? You guys let me know. I don't have a problem rewinding anything if anybody wants to go over something or if you have a question about anything, okay? But in that last clip, I don't know how much wasn't seen, but he basically was stating how one of the baby mamas that one of the ladies that passed away spoke to him personally and told him that Kevin Wesley, you want me to back it up? Yes, mama, I will.
Every seat. Now, with Braylon being there, that's his son. I mean, it's a big ass house, okay? And like she said, at one point she was over in the guest house. And I think that's where Kev was. I think that's the area Kev was at. She wasn't in the main house, okay? So you can have a lot of people in that motherfucking house. Like, just for instance, that house is so fucking big. I don't know. That's what they said. I don't know. That's what they said they put on the mushrooms. I don't know. That's how we took it. Peanut butter and mushrooms. Yeah, on the spoon, peanut butter, mushroom. So yeah, I don't know what the peanut butter part is for. But then you chase it down or whatever.
Now he got offended with the fruit situation when Kevin offered him the fruit. It's evident that he's not quite sure what goes on as far as some people having mushroom gatherings or things in that sort. So he just admitted that with the peanut butter. So I want to highlight that because he also stated that this was his first time taking mushrooms. Okay, so it's clear that he probably don't know the necessities of why mushroom needed to be taken with the mushrooms, and he might have been unsure as to why fruit was offered at the time. Okay, so I'm kind of happy that we did go back on this.
That house is so big that a nigga can have a girl, he can have his girlfriend over in the guest house and the side chick over in the fucking main house. And they never cross each other. That's how big the house is. So, with what I'm saying about Braylon, I mean, that's his son. You could have, Braylon could have stayed over there and never saw nothing. But that didn't happen. And that's what Royce is talking about. Royce said that's what that situation right there showed her like this nigga is reckless, man. Now, let's get this straight. My issue was never Dwight. My issue wasn't never with the basketball player. My issue was with Kevin Wesley. So Dwight ain't never do nothing to me. He ain't never say nothing to me. I ain't never seen Dwight do no zesty shit. But this is again, y'all, this is why I'm telling y'all, I felt like they had to try me because I was coming around that house too much. I was coming around too much. And if they don't know how they can behave with these new faces around, they got to know who they can do what around. And they ain't know what they could do around me.
See, his defense is he's stating that he was a new face. But you know how to identify his house, and you said you were coming around a lot, and you're going to say that even further on in this discussion, and we'll be able to notice that it's certain things I want you guys to pinpoint and understand so that we can get some full clarity as to what is originally going on here, okay? And he said his focal point was Kevin Wesley. Even though it was Dwight's house, he was upset with Kevin. One of his things that he was upset with Kevin Wesley was that children were running around Dwight's house while they were having a mushroom ceremony. And note, even though he had these concerns, and it was obvious that he's been here plenty of times to know that these children would be around. Dwight has children, you guys. He still chose to take this mushroom ceremony, okay?
They ain't know what they could do around me, okay? You keep trying to act like that little girl that I'm mentioning.
I see you, Texas. I think that I thought it was weird too, especially I think as far as her interview, she was saying that she didn't know what was going on. You know, it would have made more sense if the son was with her, right? Why he wasn't, that is most definitely a question. So yeah, let me highlight that question. Thank you, Mama, because that's a good question. Like, why wasn't he with you? And why did you have to go looking for him? And why is it the fact that everything that happened throughout that situation, as far as your son, it's all blamed on Dwight? That's a question. We'll keep that question posted as well, so we can possibly see, you know. Yeah, Kevin did say she was partaking, you know, and I want to the reason why I want to take their statements is because, you know, I don't want to add Kevin's statements as far as right now. I want to be able to see the consistencies within their Cali statements and Royce's statements, and even a little bit of Shai statements. You get what I'm saying? And not even add Kevin's statements, because as far as what they're stating, I want us to see a little bit of inconsistencies within that. You get what I'm saying? But I'll definitely bring up some points if necessary about Kevin's dispute towards these accusations as well. Thank you, Mama.
Don't exist. You had Coach, you got Coach all on here, and I like Coach. But now you done drew Coach all in this shit. You got this nigga sitting on your panel trying to defend you, and I said, hey, Coach, you might want to sit this one out, Coach. Coach, I like you, brother. And now, Coach, you asked me, you said, Cali, if there's a name on this little, the lady that told you this, tell us who she is so we can look up and see if she died. And I said, Melissa Rios. Look her up. Did she die? Is she dead? Now you asked me to give you a name. Or it looks like I'm just making shit up. I'm telling you who talked to me before she passed away. Melissa Rios.
Now, he stated right here, I want everybody to understand, he stated that Melissa Rios spoke to him before she passed away. That is his statement. And not only that, but he's going to confirm her statement based upon child protective services being involved. But this is what he stated, and also stated she spoke to him before she died. So that lets you know that he clearly knows who spoke to him, right? Okay.
And she's dead. She mysteriously had a seizure after she told me all this shit that was getting ready to go down at that house. CPS involved and all. She didn't like Kevin Wesley. She hated fucking Kevin Wesley. She told me, I hate that nigga. I seen another text message. I seen a text message from Royce Reed some years ago stating how nobody in that motherfucker liked Kevin. But they were scared to speak up. Nobody would speak up on Kev because he was.
Now, after he made his original video about the mushroom ceremony years ago, he did an interview with somebody, and I'm going to go over that interview as well. He did an interview about 4 months ago stating that after he did that video, all of these baby mamas came out of the woodwork to contact him to give him this information. And he just stated Melissa Rios, before she passed away, was the one that told him about this specific accusation about Kevin and a little girl. Okay, I want everybody to understand that. And it's so crazy to me that these women would reach out to you around the time that something would happen to this little girl, but nobody knew the number to 911. And not only that, nobody spoke out when the situation happened. But this mother came to you, somebody you claim you did not know before going. You weren't familiar with these people. You don't know Dwight Howard like that. You just know Kevin, right? But these baby mamas felt confident enough to reach out to you and state what happened to their child and didn't get in touch with authorities and did not correct Kevin in the moment that it was happening. But we'll continue.
Was the assistant in that motherfucker that would get everybody fired, got niggas fired. So niggas didn't say nothing.
He can't get baby mamas fired. He can't get them fired. These are Dwight Howard's children. So let's make some sense of that as well.
This is y'all conscious community, nigga. This is why I was on this nigga's head so hard. You got these niggas running around here acting all hotep family. Oh, rise, peace. And I'll be back at it tomorrow.
Okay. Now, this video right here is an interview she did with Let's Talk About It with the Moral. Cali did an interview with her. I want to say this happened about a couple of months ago or maybe a month ago. And we'll get into how the testimony or the statements about the baby mama topic changes.
Okay. Everybody saying, hey, Cali in the house.
Man, what's up? What's happening, everybody? What's happening? Yeah, you know I got.
Reached out to you?
Huh?
Have Royce ever reached out to you?
No, not Royce. But I actually talked to the first victim in the situation, and that person is.
Now, you spoke to the first victim. You're speaking to victims, right? You're stating this, right? I just want everybody to hear that as well.
That person is very close with Royce, but she hasn't actually tried to reach out to me, but Royce definitely knows who I am.
Yeah, she knows who you are. She said something about all the videos you got.
It's so crazy to me how these baby mamas know who Cali is, but yet he is persistent in stating that Dwight doesn't know who he is. So that leads me to question how did you go around this man's house and not become familiar with him, but became familiar with his baby mamas? And not only that, if that didn't happen that way, you became familiar with them after you made the allegations towards Kevin from that mushroom ceremony, right? So what is the purpose of them becoming familiar with you and not necessarily taking actions towards the security of this child?
You got out there.
Nah, she definitely knows. 3 of the baby mamas knew who I was. 3 of them.
Hold on. So Vanessa says Royce reached Pitt to me. What does Pitt mean?
Yeah, she reached out. Yeah, that's that.
Oh, reached out to me.
Yeah.
Oh, she reached out to you, Vanessa?
Yep. That's where that text comes from. Remember the text?
Oh, the one that.
What's up, Jay? Thank you for coming through, man. Thank you for coming through.
The one that said that she don't like Kevin. I do remember that text.
That's where that text come from. Remember, we were all.
Can I read that text over here?
Huh?
Can I share that text?
Well, I sure put it in my video. And that was his friend. Remember, Kev, Dwight was Kev's friend.
Right.
I was a mutual. I mean,
right.
Okay. I wouldn't have been out there if it wasn't for Kev.
Right.
Now this statement is true. He was he knew Kev, and he wouldn't have been out there if it was for Kev, if it wasn't for Kev, right? But on your defense, you're stating you did not know Dwight like that, right? But you were there all the time. But in another scenario, in the same instance, you're stating how you know the baby mamas. How did you become familiar with the baby mamas and didn't become familiar with Dwight? That's a question, right? But we'll keep this thing going.
Okay, so I seen what this guy did on the basketball court, on national cameras, and all of that.
Yeah.
My thing is this. This was your homeboy, and I mean, he didn't do none of that around me. To this day, I never seen that guy do anything considered to be gay in my presence. Now, did I hear something? Yes, I definitely did.
Now, this is the second time he has confirmed nothing gay happened around him to see. The only time that he heard something, quote unquote, was when he was high off of shrooms for the first time. And let me explain something to you guys. If a lot of people who have not taken a drug for the first time, marijuana, for example, when you take marijuana for the first time, there's an extreme high that you have, right? But after a while, when you become used to it, you can't seem to touch that kind of high anymore. So I want to state that so everybody can understand. He took shrooms for the first time at this ceremony. He just stated that Dwight Howard never did anything gay around him whatsoever. The only time that he speculate anything gay happening was when he was high off of shrooms.
But did I see it? No, I didn't. So my thing was this. I know I've heard the little stories about you. You know, but that's your business. I felt like that was your business. You my homeboys, dude. You know, I mean, so I don't know, man. Like the way I look at him is I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Remember I told y'all that baby mama reached out to me. And now I'm telling Mr. Wesley, I'm trying to tell him, you was better off with me having the name Melissa Rios, because I made a mistake on the name and the correct baby mama is still alive.
Now you're changing the name. And I want everybody to notice, when you change the name, you've changed the child. It's no longer the same child, okay? Am I making sense now? But not only that, you just stated how you made a mistake on the name. I want everybody to understand how that does not make sense. When you said this person spoke to you specifically before she died, and how Child Protective Services even got involved, and how it was a coincidence, quote unquote, that this lady passed away after speaking out to you specifically about these allegations, right? But still, even in the instance, you had the wrong person. Is that what we're supposed to believe?
So she's able to actually talk. And I found out some extra stuff about that house.
Now we're going to add on some extra stuff. Now, this interview was about a couple of months ago, right? So now you stated that these women spoke to you years ago after you came out about the mushroom ceremony. But now recently you have more stuff. And my thing is, why haven't these women gotten in touch with authorities yet? Nobody got in touch with authorities, but for some reason they reach out to you to speak of these accusations. You want to know my opinion? And I'm just going to state this opinion right here because I don't like to give a lot of opinions, but my assumption is if there's any truth to these women speaking out to you after seeing your video, it's because they said, look at him making these bullshit allegations, and people are actually feeding into this ignorance. Let me give him some more ignorant allegations to add on, because he stated they don't like him, right? They don't like Kevin, right? That's what they stated, right? Okay. That's just my opinion, but I'll continue on with, his testimony.
And children. So, brother, you got a lot going on in your life, bro. Like, you got a lot going on, bro. And I just feel like the clock is ticking on you. The universe is universing.
His mom passed.
Listen to what she say, how she passed.
We all went to the funeral. Found out the day we got back from the funeral, he immediately filed to stop child support, and he also did not pay for the funeral like he said he was going to. He has taken that child from his grandmother, which is the only family like he really knew, the mom's side, because Dwight was not in his life. So
Cali, that baby mama was Caucasian?
She was Puerto Rican, I believe.
Oh, Puerto Rican.
Now I'm listening to Royce, right? Now, now I kind of see where I got that mixed up. Melissa Rios. Now, because the other baby mama was telling me this story.
How many babies does he have?
Now he's justifying to everybody another statement as to why another baby mama was the actual one that told him about the accusations toward Kevin. You see how we're trying to find a reason to relate as to why this actually happened, but the story changed twice. You had a reason as to why it was Melissa Rios, and now you have a reason as to why it was actually someone else. There's a contradiction in that. And not only that, is not consistent. It's not making sense how a person spoke to you specifically and actually passed away, and you think that was a coincidence because of her acknowledgement about this accusation when speaking to you. But now, since it's been confirmed that this lady passed away before any of that happened at the mushroom ceremony, now you want to say, oh, it was someone else. And I could remember why it was her, because she was actually speaking about this situation that Royce is speaking on. At some point as adults, we have to use our critical analyzation and understand that does not make sense. And somewhere, somebody is lying. Somebody is telling a bold-faced lie.
I don't know.
2 or 3.
I think, Kitty was living there when the baby mama died. And earlier I saw, while you do that, I saw a question somebody asked to clear up the guest house thing. Okay. So yes, she was staying in the same guest house as Skitty was. All right. So I think it was like 2 apartments over there. She stayed in one and Skitty stayed in the other one. We call him Skitty now. Now that we know he out here making fake skits, the Cheesecake Factory skits, we call him Skitty now.
I don't understand how you can make a skit fake. It's already fake. It's a skit. And I understand that there was statements as far as it's not being truthful. Most of the time when things are not real, you have credits rolled by and things in that sort. Okay, I get it. We're discrediting the whole entire purpose for the situation actually being made in the first place, to make it seem as if people believe that these were real people and this happened in their real life. It was a skit. A lot of people saw it to be a skit. They even had an interview about how they were responding in public because they participated in this skit that they knew were clearly a skit. But I digress. And I also have a video. I also have this text message in a larger font. If anybody wants me to play that, I'll play that after this video review so that everybody can see it for themselves. I just want to I'll highlight some things that I noticed within this this text message review so that everybody can get an observation based upon my observation, right?
Skitty, yeah. That's his new name is Skitty. So Skitty stayed in one apartment. She stayed in the other one. If she's saying she was in the guest house. So that wasn't attached. I mean, that wasn't inside of the main house. That was off of the main house. It's like you walk down this little walkway.
Mm-hmm. I want to read this to y'all. Y'all may not be able to see this, it's small. It says, "Hi, you can share to my public figure, hi, you can share it to my public figure page and my personal page. I won't remove it until someone contacts me. I was there."
Okay, now what she just stated, Roy stated in the text before she gave any statements towards Kevin. She said, "You can share this on my platforms, basically, and and I'll leave it there until somebody states to me any concerns about this statement. I'll go ahead and delete it then." That makes me feel as if you're partaking in a setup, but I'll go further into this conversation, you guys.
"I saw it all. Me and my son are now in an Airbnb because of it. He turned the white against us again after I turned him down. And people start noticing who he really was."
Now, what I want to state is in Royce's video, which I can also do a review on, she stated a lot of things that Dwight Howard did to her and everything like this. But in this comment, in this text message, she's stating how everything was because of Kevin, right?
No, you're right.
Wow. Okay, let me finish. Go ahead. "He turned the white against us again after I turned him down, and people started noticing who he really was. No one cared for Kevin in that entire house, but people are afraid to say anything because Kevin gets them fired.
Kevin gets the employees fired, but Royce was never an employee. So why is it that she didn't state anything? Right? Okay, because your defense of nobody liked Kevin and they were afraid to speak out against Kevin because Kevin could get them fired. But Royce, you weren't an employee. So if you didn't like Kevin, did you make any statements about what you didn't like about Kevin to Dwight? That's a question, you guys. And the reason why I'm asking these questions are so that everybody can start to ask these questions as well.
Disgusting and unkempt unless he's taking photos. The apartment looked like the beginning of a hoarder's life. I am going to delete this."
Now, she stated that Kevin was unkempt and the house was like a hoarder's house, right? But Shai, one of Kevin's exes, she admitted to staying with Kevin during the pandemic for these 4 months, I want to say, before the mushroom situation acquired, because according to Royce, she left immediately after the mushroom ceremony, right? Shai stated that she was there all the way before that and through the close toward right when the mushroom situation happened, right? So you're stating that Kevin was unkempt and that he had a hoarder's house. I wonder how Shai feels about that. We'll get into it.
This immediately after it's open, but I care deeply for Dwight And to see this man, I almost.
Now, she also stated in this text message that she was going to delete this message after she noticed that it has already been read and open. Why are you deleting this message if it has any basis to it? Why are you deleting this message if it was any truth towards it? Why? And not only that, but in this message, she stated how she really cares for Dwight. But publicly, last time I checked, you and Dwight weren't necessarily getting along, and how you regretted a lot of things with Dwight, as far as him trying to be in control, abusing you, as far as him taking money from what you say your mother's account, as far as him taking you to court because you acknowledged him as your child's father. Help me understand how any of that had anything to do with Kevin. We'll get into that a little bit more too.
Did a podcast with, turn him against his entire family with charm, words, and being a yes man. I can't allow. I hope what you all are doing works, but I also hope you understand I can't involve.
Now, she says, I hope that what you all are doing works, but I hope you understand I cannot be involved. Okay, so what is it that they're doing that you hope works? And why is it you can't be involved when you sent a text message out as far as your testimony towards Kevin? Is that a question for anybody? What is it that they're doing that you hope works? Is somebody doing something on purpose? That's a question that I have. It's an honest question based upon this text message. With reading comprehension skills, you would wonder why you would add that into the text message, that you would hope what they are doing works. And not only that, what is it that they are doing? Can someone tell me what is it that they're doing? This makes me feel like you know that what they are doing is of some kind of purpose, right?
Now, Amara, go back and break down this text message.
Okay.
Read it. I mean, go line for line and get an understanding of what this woman was saying. And he thinks she was clearing his name?
No.
Well, I don't know. I can't highlight what Kevin might have stated as far as this text message because I want to be able to see their perception and bring up some questioning toward their perception. So I'm happy that they're getting ready to go over this. And not only are they going to go over it, but I'm going to give some pointers that can lead me to question as far as how they perceive this as well.
No, okay, let me break it down. She says, you can share it to my public figure page and my personal page. I won't remove it until someone contact me. So apparently with her being under the gag order or whatever, she said if somebody reach out to her about this, she'll remove it, right?
So their excuse is the gag order, okay? So we'll go with that for the beginning half. Said she'll take it down if somebody says anything because apparently she has a gag order between her and Dwight, right? And that was the reason why she was sued for confirming or stating that Dwight Howard was the father of her child on one of the on somebody's platform. Okay, so she's their assumption, Amora's assumption, is that because she had a gag order.
She says, I saw it all, meaning that she knows what went on in that damn house. She saw it all.
Hello.
She saw it all. She knew everything that was going on in that house. But for some reason, there was a time when her son was missing from her eye view in that house, and she could not find him. But it was somehow Dwight's fault. But you knew everything that was going on, right?
He says, me and my son are now in an Airbnb because of it, meaning they left, okay? Apparently, Dwight either kicked him out. She just didn't want to be involved in that shit no more. Whatever the case may be, they gone. They left the residence, right? She said, he turned Dwight against us again, meaning Kevin.
Now you're stating Kevin turned you against turned Dwight against you, but in your Vlad interview, you stated how you had to leave because of what Dwight had going on in the house. It had nothing to do with Kevin, right? And you left in that instance, 3:40 in the morning, right? You went and got an Airbnb. So how did you connect that it was Kevin's doing when it was apparent that you were disturbed with what Dwight had going on in the house with your child present?
Turned Dwight against his own baby mama.
That's a lot of power.
Apparently, child.
That's a lot of power.
That's a lot of power. After I turned him down, so it sounds like Kevin may have tried to come on to her.
Now, Amora, do you remember when I told the story and I told y'all that he called me telling me she tried to come on to him? Right. You remember me telling that story? He called me.
Yeah, but why would he try to come on to her if he's, rubbing elbows with her husband?
Great. That's a great question, Amora. And I'm happy that you asked that question because that shows critical analyzation, right? Why would he be coming on to Royce when supposedly, according to everybody else, him and Dwight had something going on? That's a good question.
Because if you don't care, because when you think you're God's gift to the world, why wouldn't you?
Yeah. She said he turned Dwight against us again, meaning that it has happened before. Okay. So he turned Dwight against us again after I turned him down, and people started noticing who he really was. Meaning
Stop there. Stop there. When people started noticing who this guy really was, why do when people get past your initial charm, nigga, and we start to find out who you really are, my nigga, everybody gets the fuck away from you?
Right.
Why?
Yeah.
Come on now.
I would like to know who everybody is because he was a manager at Dwight's house, right? And he was working there, right? According to Cali and Shai, they were there for Kevin, right? Now, the baby mamas, they were there for Dwight. That was Dwight's home. So who is everybody? Let's go ahead and leave that in the question because a lot of people are bringing up his interviews that he had with certain content creators and trying to pin them all together and things and that such. They even contradicted a lot of this by stating how he's going to different platforms and speaking and either about his accusations or about whichever. So help me understand, who is it that he's falling out with necessarily? Who is it is finding his true colors and not liking him according to you guys? Can we have more evidence of the people that you're stating of? Because as far as what you've been stating in other videos, which I can debunk in the future as well, that's not necessarily happening.
Yeah, she said people started noticing who he really was. No one cared for Kevin in that entire house, but people are afraid to say anything because Kevin gets them fired.
Okay, so Roy said nobody liked him in that entire house. Okay, so now we can say it's not everybody. It's specific people within that household. Okay, so we'll stand with that for a moment. Let's see how this goes. Because as far as I know, Kevin and Dwight are still okay. You get what I'm saying? I don't think that too many of the employees came out with any statements. But as far as Cali is concerned and Royce is concerned, these employees didn't like Kevin. But Kevin doesn't work there anymore, and he hasn't for years. So where are their statements? Let's see if those statements can be brought out in the near future too. Let's get to the bottom of this.
Kevin had a relationship. Yes, he had a relationship with Dwight. A lot of power. A relationship with Dwight that he can go to him and say something, and then
that's a lot of power. How do you get that much power being a house assistant?
Because
That's
you
a
were
lot of
asked.
power.
Because you know what? When you giving up the nuke,
I'm just saying.
you can
That's a
kind of
lot of
change
power.
the mind of whoever you're talking, your man. You can change their mind. We have the ability to, get what we want when we want it. Anyway.
That's a man with more power.
Texas, I don't know if they're close like they might have used to be when Kevin was working there, but from what I can based upon my observation, I think they might still be okay with each other. At the least, I don't think that they have a problem with each other. I don't think that Dwight has a problem with Kevin. There's a lot of concerns and accusations coming out about Dwight. There's a lot of concerns and accusations coming out with Kevin. I think on both ends, they might have questions, or they might, I don't know specifically if they spoke to each other or not. But I know, based upon observation, I don't think that they have any beef, if I can say that. I can't see your message at the bottom quite yet because of this thing on my screen. Let me see. Exit out. Okay, I thought I heard they fell out, and that's why Dwight took the car back. I don't know of any car being taken back. I don't know of any of them being falling out. As far as I knew, they were still on okay terms. But we'll definitely look into that as well. I don't have a problem looking into that. Thank you for bringing that observation up as well, Mama.
Power than the woman's cat in that house. That's interesting. That's interesting. But this is the same woman he was trying to get to be in a poly relationship, though. How does this man hold more power over the woman you plan on bringing in as a poly? Plus, she has your child.
But how was he gonna bring her in as a poly if that's the white baby mama?
No, I'm talking about Dwight was trying to bring Royce in on some poly stuff.
Oh, Dwight was.
How does this man?
After I turned him down, when she says turn him down, she's talking about sexually, right?
Yes, she's talking about Kev came on to her, but Kev is telling people she came on to him. Remember, I told you, Kev called me and told me, Royce, man, I don't know what to do, man. Royce, man, D's baby mama tried to come on to me. That's what he told me.
Well, it's funny you say that because
now you stated that you and Kevin were friends. Why is it that it's a problem if he comes to you as a friend with a concern, and you now all of a sudden we're not supposed to believe this concern based upon you getting in close relations with Dwight's baby mamas, the ones that you stated know you very well, right? They came to you personally about Kevin possibly interfering with the child in a disrespectful manner, right? Okay, we'll make sense of this as we continue.
In his rant last night, in his emotional rant that he did yesterday, because that's all that was, an emotional rant, he actually said in there, and these are going to be some explicit words for you virgin ears out there, but he was like, they always want to fucking suck. They always want to fuck. They always want to suck. And when you say no, they get mad. He said that.
Now, didn't that make sense? He said they always want to do these type of things, but when you tell them no, they get mad. Could that be a possible reason as to why Royce doesn't like Kevin? I don't understand how any of this that you guys are stating is working in anyone's favor except for Kevin's. It's lining up to me.
Did y'all hear that in his little rant yesterday? If y'all listen to his rant, this joker actually said they always want to fuck.
Amara, let me tell you this. Let me tell you what this is sounding like to me. I'm just going to be real, what it sounds like to me. Mm-hmm. This man knows he has power. He knows he holds power with that basketball player, man.
Still
he
you
knows.
think?
Listen, he knows he holds so much power that he holds more power than the baby mama.
Now, if Kevin held this much power and you stated that they were trying to do some Illuminati stuff to you, how is it you're able to be online and actually speak out? Because Dwight has a lot of money, right? Dwight has a lot of things that even Roy stated. He can make things go away. If Kevin had a lot of power, how didn't he have Cali in his testimony go away yet? Because Cali has been making these accusations for 4 years now. 4 years.
And he's able to talk shit about the baby mamas with this basketball players. In this basketball players present, get on the internet and disrespect my baby mamas. A nigga with dick and balls has more power over a baby mama.
Right.
Ask yourself, where do you get this much power from as a fucking house sitter?
Yeah. They were close, some kind of way, close.
Nobody gets this much power, man.
Right. And then she goes on to say something that he tried to dispute yesterday on that 6-hour rant. She says, Roy says he's disgusting and unkempt unless he's taking photos, meaning that he is dirty. But
he was dirty, right? According to Royce. According to Royce, Kevin was dirty, unkempt. His house was hoarder. But we just heard on NeoX platform where Shai gave a testimony stating that she was there the entire time. In the same time span that Royce was there with her child. Shai was there the entire time with her child as well. So now we can kind of pinpoint the children that were running around Dwight's house, right? And not only that, but how would Shai feel about these accusations about Kevin being dirty and having a hoarder's apartment when Shai admitted to living there during the pandemic? When Shai admitted to being there all the time. I wonder how Shai would feel.
But he says, I ain't dirty.
Well, I mean, is that the first time you heard the dirty talk from him? Now, I mean, he went on a rant and said how dirty I am, right? How my hair stink, I can't dry, everything.
Yeah. He said, Lacey and Jamie know, now I need you to come in on this one, Cali. He said, Lacey and Jamie know I wasn't dirty. They visited my apartment several times. Now I'm gonna say this because he said they came and saw me several times.
Hey, Young Heru, thank you for coming, brother. I appreciate you for coming through. Let me see.
But in the same live, he said Lacey lived with him in that apartment. So which one is it? Did she come visit him several times, or did she live there?
See how it works on this. See how it works on this side of town when you listen, when you let a nigga talk, you listen and you start piecing his bullshit together. Did she live with you, nigga? Or did she live? Because when I came around, Shai was in that house.
Oh, Cali just admitted Shai was there. Shai was in that house. And another thing, how she stated that she spent all this money and Kevin was broke. I have a question, Shai. Did you have to pay rent while you were there with your son during that pandemic time? That's another question that we can ask. You get what I'm saying? But he just admitted that Shai was there. And in the same instance, you have a text from Royce stating that it was dirty and unkempt and it was a hoarder's house. So was Shai a hoarder? Was Shai okay with it being messy? We'll get into that. We'll hear her testimony.
But I got text messages from somebody else who was in that house also.
Yeah, now
So-
he did say he had several women. He said he was vetting. He was vetting for him a side chick.
Well, he should have told us. He should have informed the rest of the women then, because these women thought they were the only ones. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well,
They thought they were the only ones. They wasn't in on the vetting.
Because the reason why
all of these women that you acknowledge that he had, but for some reason you're still trying to say, or we're trying to line up that he was gay because of a high moment that you had. Okay, we'll get into that if anybody still has questions about that, because they'll say, well, that can still happen, and a lot of men, they have these women so that they can cover up their true feelings about homosexuality. I understand, so we're not going to knock it off the table quite yet, right? Okay, but Cali did state none of that gay stuff happened around him, and according to him, he was there quite often.
He said the reason why he said that Lacey lived with him is because that was supposed to justify him not being the white's, little boo thing. He was like, Lacey lived with me in that house the whole time.
It don't though, nigga. Do you know how big that house is? It don't. Lacey can go to sleep, fall asleep, take a nap, and that nigga could be on the other side of that house somewhere, being the assistant. Okay?
That's true.
The basketball, listen, his own ex-girlfriend said there was double doors to that suite, and he would go in there and cut Dwight's hair, and she wasn't allowed back there.
She did not say that she wasn't allowed. She stated that the door was locked, and the only way they knew that the door was locked was because the child tried to open the door. The children that was running around the house that you had a problem with running around the house while you were high on shrooms, when you could have declined because the children were evidently there before you even took the shrooms. Okay.
Wow.
It doesn't prove nothing, nigga. It just proves you was sneaking. You sneaky link skitty nigga. He was being a sneaky link.
And so it says the apartment looks like the beginning of a.
Well, yeah, I wanted to say because he said, oh, he was being a sneaky link. So apparently nothing gay happened around Cali. But his assumption is these things happened when the women were either asleep or it had to be when Cali wasn't there, right? Okay.
Hoarder's life.
And the reason why I brought that up is because when he was high, he stated that he heard something in the other room. But they never did anything gay around you. So that would make me feel like if they were going to do anything gay, they didn't have to do it while you were there, right? Okay, because in this statement, you also said they were sneaky links, quote unquote, right? Okay, so let's just make sense of this. Where are your accusations coming from? Is it because of something that you actually experienced, or is it because you're making false assumptions about something that you have no evidence to base on?
Which means that had to be nasty. The apartment looks like the beginning of a hoarder's life. I'm going to delete this immediately after open, but I care deeply for the white, and to see this man I almost did a podcast with, meaning Kevin, turn him against his entire family with charm, words, and being a yes man.
Now you are going to delete this text message after it has been opened and viewed so that you can confirm that the person you sent it to received it and saw it. You're going to delete it afterwards. And you really care about the white. You really care about him. And it's Kevin's fault as to why you guys don't get along to this day. When on your interview, you stated things that Dwight did to you and your child. It had nothing to do with Kevin. So why did you send this text message? Why do you hope what they're doing to Kevin works? What is that?
I can't allow being a yes man. That can mean a whole lot right there.
That could mean a whole lot.
Being a yes man, I need you to bend over, touch your toes. Hey,
That's right.
bend over, touch your toes.
Yeah, man.
He was a yes man. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anything you need, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She said, I hope what you all are doing works, but I also hope you understand.
Yes, him and remember when Shai went on Neo's platform, Mama Texas, and stated she was there the whole pandemic time. She even stated that she was there up until the mushroom ceremony. And when Royce went on Vlad TV, she stated she left immediately after the mushroom ceremony. You get what I'm saying? And then I think Kevin even gave his time frame of how long he actually stayed in that apartment at the White House house. So at some point in time, these timelines kind of come in together. So what we have to do is we have to add everybody's story together to see where things go wrong, where the inconsistencies come in. And like this interview on with Miss Amora that Cali had, a lot of contradictions come in because Royce, you're claiming that Royce stated that he was dirty and unkempt and he had a hoarder's apartment, but Cali even said Shai was there. So now we have to ask Shai, was it true? Was Kevin as nasty as Royce was stating? Because and when was this time where this happened? Because according to Shai's interview, she was there. According to Royce's interview, she was there. According to Cali, he was there. It's some inconsistencies because if he was dirty and unkempt, would Shai be there? Would Shai want to date him? Would Shai have her child there for an entire pandemic in a hoarder's house? I mean, unless she was a hoarder herself. You know what I'm saying?
Understand that I'm under a gag order.
Now, I want you to listen to that last part. I hope what y'all are doing works. Remember who she sent that to?
Yes.
She sent that to Vanessa.
Exposing.
I was attached to Vanessa. This is around.
Thank you for exposing Vanessa. And thank you for stating that you were attached to Vanessa. So now when she says, I hope that what you all are doing, it's plural. It's not just specifically Vanessa. It sounds to me that you're in on this and you may be the main person that started this.
Around the time when my video went viral.
That's why she name dropped that mofo.
She's trying to help us over here. Does this sound like she's trying to clear Kevin's thing?
She was trying to help you, but you placed the whole text message out from the beginning to the end to show how she states she hopes what you are doing works when you should have left that out.
Girl.
That out, Royce. Yeah. My thing is, does it sound like? Where does it sound like she's trying to help clear Kevin's name? Where?
No. Does he think that? Because he said yesterday on his panel, tell her to come up on the panel and say it herself. Tell her to come say it herself.
And nigga, she did when she went on Vlad, nigga. You just chose to take that in how you wanted to take it in to make you happy. The rest of the world heard it how we heard it.
Yeah.
You the only one thought she was clearing your name.
Y'all, I've been having problems with my Facebook with all these crazy friend requests. So if you see any pop up on the screen, please forgive me. I don't know these people. So if anybody is trying to figure out who I am or who I know, please don't look into the Facebook notifications. I don't know these people. My Facebook has been affected. I've had that page since I was a junior in high school. So if you see those notifications pop up on my screen, it's kind of unavoidable. Please forgive me for that.
I'm sure Kevin has seen this text before, right?
I'm sure he has.
You said it's in your video.
It's definitely in my video.
Okay, yeah. So
when I broke down the Royce Reed thing, I said, "Come on, man. Does this really sound like?" Listen, man. Not only does Royce not like him, none of them baby mamas like him. Dwight's mama don't like him. His brother don't like him. Nobody likes that nigga. So you have to ask yourself, why don't nobody like this nigga? This ain't just us on the internet no more. This is people who was actually in the house with you. Why don't people like you, bro? And you always talking about people want to ruin you. Why do people want to ruin you, sir?
Vanessa said hold on, let me highlight this. She said he first said she's trying to clear him. Then he said she's against him. He's a fraud, a deceiver, a deviant.
I mean, how can you go against? I mean,
fruit.
You both said she was trying to clear you. But then when I dropped that receipt and I showed you, she don't even like you, nigga. Now she's against you, bro. Ah, come on, man. Which one is it? Which one is it, Skitty?
To tell you the truth, it seems like you're trying to clear him, especially with the information that Royce gave out. Because if Royce ever comes across the video of you showing the entire text message, I know she's gonna slap her forehead because, but y'all did it. Y'all did that. And it shows that she hopes that what you guys are doing works, but she can't be involved. And it's clearly not going to work if people catch on to what she fully texted in this message. Okay.
We got to set up some interviews. Somebody, Gorgeous said that's why he's trying to go on, is it GLAD or Flag?
Listen, let me tell you about that. He can go on GLAD if he want to. Because let me tell you what's going to happen when he go on GLAD.
I think
you're not going to come on that. You're not going to come on GLAD and gaslight GLAD. GLAD is going to do his homework on you.
Yeah. But then he was also supposed to be going on a View. He always lying. He really wants to be. He wants to be a celebrity like his brother.
He's
Shout out to brother Kevin for making it to 1 million followers. The man is on the up and up. You get what I'm saying? It was something else inside that interview that I wanted to highlight. I'll probably go back and record it for you guys and just place it on my post. But Cali went into depths as to why no one likes Kevin, and why people are gunning for him. And it gave me the feeling or the confirmation that Cali is doing this on purpose to go against Kevin. I wish I added that clip, but I didn't. And I'll go back and I'll look for it myself. And then I'll just bring it back to you guys so you guys can see based upon this video right here, okay? So now we're going to go into the interview with Shai. A lot of these clips may be out of order. I was working on it very late, but I'll go ahead into review with it and discuss it with you guys so you guys can understand, even though they're out of order, they still make logical sense.
And we don't have to, because Kevin is trying hard to find out who it is that said it. We don't have to say the name. When this person ready to say.
Now, this is when what Neo is referring to is the actual person that Cali is stating gave him the statement as far as the accusations of Kevin interfering with the child inappropriately. So that's where this part is taken off.
I'm gonna let Cali handle it. But I know what I heard Cali say, and when I talked to you, and it was brought up again. Mm-hmm. Now, can you please clarify? Did you tell me that you saw Kevin molest a child or any type of molestation? Did you tell me that?
No, I never said he molested any kids. Okay. Nobody said that.
Okay, no, yeah, nobody said that. Okay, all right, good.
Yeah,
So
I didn't say that.
So yeah, you did not tell me you thought Kevin was a pedophile. You didn't tell me that,
No,
right?
I didn't.
Okay.
No, I did not.
All right. So, but can you
now in this moment, Shai is completely, like, what? Who is saying that? Okay, and they're stating that nobody said that, but I want to interject with something real quick, just so you guys can see where this might have came from. And let me see if I can find it right here.
That everybody's been saying, these niggas is nobody in real life, man.
Now, this is a video that Cali posted on his platform, okay? And I just want everybody to hear why Kevin has been in strong defense as far as this accusation, okay?
These niggas is liars. Sonetta is a fucking liar. Now I'm gonna turn up. You're a fucking liar. Everything this man's putting out there is a liar. It don't affect me though. I don't live my life off of lies.
It's just a lot at this point. And I'm hearing a lot of, like we're going to hear in the portion of the Sonetta portion, right? Will Sonetta replace Polite with Kevin Wesley or Sydney Starr? We're going to hear a little bit about that, where Kevin Wesley is going to act like Sonetta is some type of victim in this situation here. This is where Kev Wesley gets to stepping on dangerous ground, especially if he does not have any understanding of what we've already uncovered over the last few months and also few years about Sonetta and Polite, and people associated with them, people that they take up for, like Dr. York, etc., right? Sinful the P. I don't know if this nigga really paying attention, but I suggest he start, because what he said next really was interesting to me, and it bothered me, and it made me want to dig into his shit. And let's say, well, what I found and what was sent to me and everything that I researched on him, I don't think he want to go there.
They're literally emasculating you and destroying your ability to be able to make money in your community, have respect in your community. So it's almost like they're strapping you to the post.
What is you even talking about, kid? Nigga, you too scared to even come outside amongst the people, nigga. Look here, Kev, you can't just talk that shit, nigga. You gotta snatch some collars. Show them motherfuckers you ready to take them out anytime you get ready. You gotta get the ground beneath your feet, partner. Go out in a blaze if you have to. Otherwise, you ain't shit. Might as well be dead your damn self.
And they only do this to people that they know is real and dedicated and love what they do. The people who are willing to lie on leaders need to be excommunicated. They just do. They're destroying our communities, y'all. They act like saboteurs. They go into government programs, government systems, and lie and spread propaganda to destroy the people. That's what they do. They do, man. They take a leader who really...
Leader what? Where the fuck is this nigga?
I might have went too far in this video. I actually didn't have any intention to show all of this, but let me back up a little bit.
Many of us heard our parents, our grandparents, our elders tell us certain things like birds of a feather fly together. Where there's smoke, there's fire. If it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, it's probably a duck. You are the company you keep, right? We've heard these sayings, okay? It was a reason we heard these sayings, right? Because if there's a group of people doing a certain group of things that you attach yourself to, whether you're doing it or not with them, because you're with that group and this is what they do, you're probably going to be assumed to be doing the same things. So if accusations or allegations come up against you and this is the group you hang out with and they do these things, the accusations aren't going to be that far-fetched or hard to believe that you probably are doing it too. They'll use children.
When I said August 30th,
games he plays and this facades, made up shit.
I think this YouTube shit is real life. If there's 4 houses on the street, you have the house where there's a bunch of content creators, upcoming content creators who are they on fire, and this is where they meet at in this house. Then you have over here a bunch of community activists. These are people who want to get in their community and be a part of their community and fight for injustice, fight the injustice and all of that, right? This is where they go meet at. Then you have over here, you have a bunch of investors or something that it will invest in these people's houses because, you know, they may come up with good ideas or something, right? Money people, investors, people you might want to be around because if there's millionaires in these houses, you might be the next millionaire if that's who you're hanging out with. If you're in this community activist house, you might become one of the most known community activists because this is, you're getting practice of being over here with these people and you know, and seeing how to fight crime and this and all of that, right? Content creator, you might get some ideas from some of the upcoming content creators and add it into your state. You might become one of the dopest content creators because this is the house you hung out in, and you now that 4th house over here, is full of pedophiles, pedophile supporters, con artists, sexual deviants, down low alphabet people. And this is who you choose. Out of all the houses you can go to, you choose to attach yourself to this house, hang out in this house. This, anytime we come down the street, you're over here at this house. You're coming out that house. You're hanging out over here with this person. We see you with that person from over here. Boo, boo, boo. Not to mention, we're probably seeing you hanging with the owner of the house. Wow. Seem to be trying to impress the owner of the house. And the owner is shouting you out.
Wesley,
This
peace
my
and
dog.
blessings to my brother,
This my dog.
Kevin
But
Wesley.
the owner has all kinds. Like, the owner brings all the pedophiles. The owner brings the pedophiles to the house.
Now we have a lot of content creators who have been, you know, standing in defense against this particular person, Sinetta. They've been coming out and speaking out vocally about the things that he has done, and I acknowledge that. I also respect them for doing that. But I want to show this because according to Cali, he feels that Kevin is trying to get into the circle with these guys, right? And then he created, well, in my observation, he created these accusations, but he's trying to give a reason as to why these accusations are actually true when he has showed inconsistency of where he got this information from, who gave him this information. But Kevin has been in defense for against these accusations ever since they came out. And the reason why is Callie's gonna say something in this video, and I want you guys to see why it is extreme, why Kevin is very concerned about these accusations getting out, just like Callie stated in this video.
This is where niggas come from all over town to come kick it at. Sit on the couch with Uncle Pedophile. This is who you choose to attach yourself to. So if I hear allegations about you making somebody feel uncomfortable about the way you were touching on a young girl, for me, that ain't too far-fetched, my nigga. Not to mention, your ex-lover was said to be caught in the bed with an underage girl.
Now he's speaking about Dwight Howard in this moment, just in case anybody was wondering.
And his own son. And you hang out at the pedophile house and the pedophile supporter. Either you're a pedophile or you're a pedophile supporter. You're one or the other, or both. So are these accusations that far off? Just because you're walking around free don't mean you ain't do it. Or just because we don't actually have proof that you did it don't mean you ain't do it.
Now, he just stated that they don't have actual proof. But according to Cali, he has the testimony from a mother. So what was that? Was that not proof? And why didn't the mother go to authorities, right?
We do have proof that somebody said you made them feel uncomfortable. They didn't know how to take the way you were playing with this little girl. Somebody told me that's called grooming.
Grooming. That was his statement, right? Is everybody with me? And that is what he was trying to imply. That what Kevin was doing to this so-called child, that he stated the mother came and spoke to him before she passed away, but then it was another female that came to him, and then it was a group of women who actually witnessed this so-called grooming, quote unquote, but nobody went to the authorities. Nobody corrected Kevin in the moment. This accusation actually didn't even come up or surface from Cali until sometime after his original statement. And I want to say that this accusation came up this year within a few months prior. So if they came to you immediately after you went live about your mushroom experience, you came out about it 3 years later, and then now because Kevin did interviews with certain platforms and content creators, and Dwight Howard has situations going on. Now all of a sudden what you stated out of your mouth would make more sense now that Kevin was grooming. I need somebody to help me connect these dots because they're not making any sense. What he just stated. And then they'll say, nobody said that you did these things. It's not a big deal. If it's not true, why don't you just leave it alone, Kevin, right? These are the things that they're stating. But in this video, Cali just stated that this was possible grooming. So can we now understand why Kevin is going on these quote unquote rants, or why he's quote unquote crying? Because you're trying to pin him to grooming. And that is something serious. And the fact that nobody saw it to be important to get authorities at the time that this event actually happened, but they thought that it was appropriate to bring to the internet. Can somebody please give me an understanding on that? But I'll go back to my review real quick, okay? And I'll even back up a little bit so that we'll get back to where we started.
And we don't have to, because Kevin is trying hard to find out who it is that said it. We don't have to say the name. But we
don't want to say the name. We don't know. We don't want to say who said it. Why are we keeping this so secretive? Why hasn't the authorities gotten in touch with years ago when this happened? Can somebody please explain to me why it's a big deal to come out and say these things against this man, and nobody has gotten to authorities when the situation actually happened, but they found that it was necessary to get in touch with Cali and speak to him personally? Oh, but it's not the first person that stated it, and she passed away. It's not her that stated it. She coincidentally passed away after giving you this information, right? But it wasn't her that stated it. It was somebody else that stated it. And because Dwight has so many baby mamas, and you're familiar with these baby mamas, you got the names mixed up. And it makes so much sense to you now that it was this baby mama because of what Royce was stating in her interview on Vlad. Now we got a justification why it was somebody else, right? And why won't Kevin leave it alone if it's not true? But according to Cali, he was grooming this child, right? And all of a sudden he's in connection to a lot of other pedophile people based upon different interviews and discussions on topics that had nothing to do with personal life. And then trying to say that he's trying to save Brother Polite. But here's the thing, and I'll post that full video for you guys. In that video, what he was stating was he stated a lot of things that I can justify, but the main one was, and it can resonate with this whole story, was don't try to pin everybody in a community together based upon one person's wrongdoings, right? He said that people outside of the conscious community are trying to imply that everybody within the conscious community are bad people because of what Brother Polite has going on. He was saying that that was an injustice and it was not fair. That was one of his main statements that I want to bring to you guys. But we'll start over with the Shai interview.
This person ready to say, I'm gonna let Cali handle it. But I know what I heard Cali say, and when I talked to you, and it was brought up again. Now, can you please clarify? Did you tell me that you saw Kevin molest a child or any type of molestation? Did you tell me that?
No, I never said he molested any kids. Okay. Nobody said that.
Okay, nobody said that. Okay, all right, good.
Yeah, so I didn't say that.
So yeah, you did not tell me you thought Kevin was a pedophile. You didn't tell me that.
No,
right?
I didn't.
Okay.
No, I did not.
All right, so but can you tell me, the audience, is there a 14-year-old girl that you're aware of that was around? Well, she would have been 14. She ain't 14 no more. But do you remember a young girl being around?
Yeah, I remember her.
All right, so there is a her. She does this, right?
Yeah, it was a lot of kids at Dwight's house, including my 2 kids, and
including hers. And earlier, Cali was mad at Kevin and said, "Why are all these kids around?" But Shai just admitted that her children were there. The other kids were there, and she's gonna even state that nobody had to sign an NDA. So that leads me to question: was it really some Illuminati stuff going on? Were people really trying to come against you, Cali, or were you just high? But we'll get into it.
This girl, she was there a lot though. She was always with us. If we was going out to eat or doing anything, she was there with her. Her mother left her there. I can't remember. I just know what they look like. I can't remember the girl's name, but she was 14 and they just, the way Kevin interacted with her, it just was a little weird. Like I didn't understand the interaction between them, but I can't stay, because I wasn't there all the time, every day or nothing like that. But when I was there, it was very playful, very touchy. Like, I'm not saying he was touching the girl. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
It wasn't like.
Here's the thing that I found a contradiction in. And a lot of people don't necessarily understand what they are stating. If it was weird, if it was uncomfortable, if it was a touchy thing, if it was any of these things, you're admitting to a form of sexual assault against the child. I don't know how many people could be unaware of this information, but you stating that is what you're stating. That it was a form of sexual assault. And not only that, but in the beginning of her even speaking, she said that never happened. So are you unsure, or did it not happen?
Like, you can't, because if you would have, don't you think you probably would have called the police if you would have saw him?
Oh yeah, I would have said something. I don't think.
I just thank you for stating that. You would have got in touch with the authorities. You would have did that. So now we can confirm that this story is evidently made up. Why? Because the people who got in touch with Cali don't like Kevin. According to Cali, that's what he stated. And not only that, but if Shai was there, and witnessed it, that means that anybody else who was there and witnessed it, including the mothers or any other females or even Shai, they would have called authorities. You want to know why they didn't call authorities? Because it never happened. Because he never assaulted this child.
I just want to make sure it's on record that I did not say that, because he's trying to paint his audience that I'm trying to say that someone told me that she physically saw him molest a fucking child. Like, I mean, I'm your fucking ass. If you, I'm like, what you mean you saw? You need to go to jail. You know?
No, that if I
just want to make sure that was clarified, that you told me it was weird. There ain't
no, it was just weird. It's just
and are you aware that you're not the only one who felt that way?
Who felt like that?
I don't even say the name. Are you aware that you're not the only one who was peeping?
Now, for her to be so lost in this moment, it leads me to question: you weren't aware that other people were standing around you? You weren't aware of people having possible questionable discussions about this situation after it occurred because you all witnessed it together? Oh, but they somehow thought that it was important to give this information to Cali, and they didn't discuss it within each other, the ones that witnessed it. You didn't know? You didn't know that somebody else was standing there next to you? According to what y'all said, it was other people around.
In this interaction between him? Was that discussed?
No.
Okay, all right. So all right. So then you must don't know who told Cali.
No. I know Cali has had conversations with, other women that were there, like Dwight's people.
But good. I know it's good, because I'm just trying to make it. He like to try to poke holes and see. He said this and he said that, but I just want to be clarified that Cali did realize when we was on the phone call that he made a mistake on which he told us who it was. Do you remember that conversation? I'm trying to do it without giving it away, because Kev.
Yeah.
Because Kevin trying to figure out who it is, and we ain't trying to give it to him yet until this person.
See, we trying to play a game with a child's life. We're trying to play a game. We're not going to bring out this person until they speak up, until they come to a platform and say, yeah, it was me. It's so crazy to me. This don't make no sense. This happened years ago, according to y'all. Is the child not the concern? Are we placing this information out here to make Kevin look bad? Is that the whole point? That to me is ignorant. It's childish. And it's not okay to the child. When are we as adults going to grow up? Literally grow up. Because tickling a child, no matter how you try to play it, that is what Cali tried to say in his video. That was grooming. And the fact that Kevin is upset and taking time and hours to stand up against these accusations on his own platform and other people's platforms to speak out, that should let you know that he is deeply concerned about these accusations. And the fact that us as adults will try to make it seem like, oh, it's not a big deal because we didn't say it was sexual. Well, what else could it be? What else could it be? And why would somebody want to wait to speak on it years later? And the child is growing. The child doesn't have set boundaries or understand boundaries in situations like this because nobody informed the child. If Kevin actually did these things, he's been living free and getting away with it, like Cali said, because nobody took it to authorities. Help me understand. And how does this have to do with anything about having Dwight Howard having power or money when all of you are free to speak about this on the internet and all of you are free to speak about this to authorities and nobody did it? Not one person. Not one. This is why Kevin can't blend with the rest of them. Because according to what you guys have been stating on different topics about other content creators, authorities have been reached. Charges have been pressed. Why is it that we're waiting years later for Kevin to have charges if this is true? But we on the internet talking about it and laughing about it like it's funny and it's not. How many of us grown women got children and ain't nobody thinking that it's not okay because of what they would do for their own child? Just like Shai stated, if it actually happened, she would have got in touch with authorities. So let's quit talking about this lie, because that's exactly what it is, and stop trying to press this situation when you know good and god doggone well this never happened. It leads me to understand that what you are doing is because of a purpose, because you don't like Kevin. And there's nothing wrong with not liking Kevin, but let's just be adults and not play this dirty game just because we don't like someone. That's a deep hatred to have in your heart, to play this type of game. Well, I'm not going to mention the person. I'm not going to mention the person. Well, why mention it at all? And why would the person wait to come on these platforms on the internet to talk about it if they ain't did no justice for the child? Can we, am I making sense?
I know who it is. Yeah, now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so good. But it was talked about that we realized that Cali said the wrong name.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And thank you for coming, Neo. I appreciate you coming, Neo. What you said, nobody accused Kevin of any form of assault on a child. They say he was playing and tickling the child. I understand what you're saying based upon the testimonies on your platform. But the reason why I was stating or even showing this information off of your platform was because of what Cali stated on his video. And what he stated was that it was grooming. And that's a form of a sexual assault, mama. And I know that there was no crime. I understand that there was no crime. Even you stated that it was no crime. So I get it. But what I'm stating is Cali is not stating that in his video that there was no crime. He's stating that it was a grooming. You get what I'm saying? So don't take offense to what I'm saying, Neo, because this video is not about you. It's about the accusations that everybody keep having going on, spreading about Kevin, and they're not listening to everything and seeing the inconsistencies. That's what's happening. In the beginning, Cali stated that this lady spoke to him personally before she passed away. Children Protective Services even got involved before she passed away. And he felt like it was he added a conspiracy as to how she passed away after stating this information. Then after that, he went on another platform and said, oh, I got the name wrong. And now it makes sense how I got the name wrong and how this person actually told me based upon what Royce was stating. And then how it doesn't add up, because when Shai got on your platform, she stated that that's what she never stated. You even stated that that's what you didn't state. So in your defense, you didn't state that. Those accusations are not true. So how is Cali getting to a point that it was called grooming if it never happened? Because that's what grooming is. Is literally a sexual assault towards a child.
And Cali acknowledged when you helped you, when you
when
told
I helped
him,
him figure it out, it wasn't her, it was someone else.
But you, I say, so okay, good. So we got Cali, I got you. Remember I told you we're gonna get that part clear.
Right.
He literally kept saying the name he was saying. And then you was on the phone and you was like, no, that's not right. So all right.
Facts. So, yeah, definitely.
All right. Good. All right. Just want to make sure we understood that. Got you. All right. But you never said she was molested, and you say the interaction with this girl who you're acknowledging that you know was always around them. That it was just weird.
Yeah, they just him, and Dwight even said some stuff to me. I was like looking at him like, what are you, huh? I'm here with Kevin. Like, but he ain't saying nothing crazy. I'm just saying you could tell that it was like almost kind of like trying to see where my head was at, trying to gauge, how much I would, how far I would take it or where I would go with the situations. Because
thank you, Heru, for that question. Young Heru says, what's wrong with tickling a child? What make him bad or gay? Now, Kevin stated that this situation never happened. And he's been sticking with that story from the very beginning. He stated that it never happened. But according to Cali, according to the testament of these women that spoke to Cali, that it did. And what he tried to say was that it was grooming. And if you look up grooming, tickling and all of that, it plays a role. You right? Okay. So that's what I'm trying to clear up. I don't know why Neo's taking offense, because this really wasn't towards her. But that's cool.
Because I was there. I mean, we spent quarantine there, me and my kids, like we was there. It's not like I was just popping in and out like randomly, or it wasn't like that. So I saw
Callie, I got you. I just wanted to make sure that he won't say we be lying and trying to cover a story. I was on the phone when she literally corrected him. And was like, and he was like, oh shit, you right. Yeah. He had to, and then she kept telling him, you remember this girl was around all the time. And Callie was trying to figure it out. But I was on the phone when it was corrected and we got to who actually said it.
Right.
So
yeah, that's true. That's true.
So I just wanted to make sure when Callie said the story still stand, bruh, but she ain't the only one who feel that way, bruh. She ain't the only one. Nah, but I just want to make sure it's said that she didn't tell me you molested the child. So you can stop lying to your audience and saying that your ex-girlfriend is going around telling people that you inappropriately touched a little girl and you molested her. She did not tell me that.
It's an assumption. It's an insinuation. When you have these type of assumptions or insinuations, or he tickled her and it looked funny, it made people uncomfortable. Of course, you're insinuating that that it was something that he shouldn't have done, right? So him being concerned about it, I don't understand why anybody is making light of that. You guys, we got to understand, that's a big deal. And the fact that people can't see that as a big deal is disturbing. Come on.
And I never even said that.
Right.
I never even fucking said it.
And right here in Neo's defense, thank you for coming to the platform. Neo said she never said it, right? Okay. I didn't look back to see if Neo said it or not, and put anything in my review, but she stated that she never stated it. The information solely came from Cali. That's the whole point of this. Now, if I highlight anything that I felt disturbing based upon what Neo was saying, that's how I feel. That's my observation, especially when it comes to children. I can't play favoritism, or I can't play, being nice when it comes to children. We all got kids. You get what I'm saying? But it's not an attack on Neo. And if she felt that way, I can apologize.
I never said that. I don't know nothing about that. I just know that the interaction was it's just a little bit too, it's just too much for me. It
was enough to make a group of y'all look at them. Okay, we gonna keep an eye on Kev.
See, right there, it was enough to make a group of y'all look at him. So if y'all looking at him, you get what I'm saying? It's a big deal, right? So him feeling like it's a big deal, it rightfully assumed, right? You get what I'm saying? Okay.
All right, so let me see. You anything else
what?
that you
wait, hold on. But
don't say the name.
No, I'm not saying the name.
Oh, okay.
But Queen, she's saying, but
Neo, come on, don't say the name. Don't say the name, Neo. Come on, this not a game. It's not a game. It's a child's life. You get what I'm saying? And not only that, but this can prevent other children from having these experiences if we don't treat it like this. Don't say the name. We don't want that name to be revealed until she's ready to speak. Well, it happened 4 years ago to a child. Why ain't nobody want the authorities? You get what I'm saying? Even Neo asked Shai, did anybody have to go to authorities? Did anybody, you know what I'm saying? So, these are good questions. And based upon what Shai said, it was nothing like that, right? It was no need to go to authorities. So what that leads me to understand is either it didn't happen, more than likely, because if it did, they would have went. But according to Cali, he's stating it was grooming. But nobody went to authorities, Cali. Nobody stated anything to authorities. So was it grooming, or are you trying to make up something to make him look bad?
he said Lacey and Jamie was there during quarantine. What?
Wait, they was there doing what quarantine?
Thank you, Texas. I really appreciate you stating that. It is because I definitely wouldn't appreciate a grown man tickling my teenage daughter. Exactly. It's not funny. It's not okay, y'all. And it's nothing against Neo in that moment. You get what I'm saying? I mean, you can report that. You actually can. You can actually file this information, document this information. If they find a trace of this happening to more than one child, most definitely they'll have something to pin it on. But something has to be noted. But not only that, as the mother of these children or as witnesses of these children, he definitely could have at the least lost his job at Dwight Howard's house. Things could have been done. Measures could have been made, responses could have been done, but nobody acted upon that according to the information that's been placed out. Nobody did anything. All they did was go to Cali, speak to Cali, tell him this, tell him that, for him to go on the internet to further tarnish this name. Even Cali. Did you ask these people, and that's a good question that somebody should probably ask them. Did you ask these women if they said anything to Dwight, or because that was at his house, or did they make any measures or protocols as far as the security of this child or preventing Kevin from doing anything else like this? You get what I'm saying? And I can understand if Neo didn't feel like it was a big deal in the moment to, she made light of it, she made joke of it, because that's what she stated. She didn't say that. You get what I'm saying? Neo wasn't there. Neo is a content creator, right? She wasn't there. This information is being given to her. And a lot of this information came from Cali. And that's basically what I'm speaking on. You get what I'm saying? We got to get to the roots. And it's not to offend anyone, but we got to be honest with ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to our children. If something like this is happening to our children, they have to be informed of boundaries. When you tickling a child, right, and it made everybody uncomfortable, you get what I'm saying? I need to state something to my child, whether she knows or not, that this behavior was inappropriate. And this is what you need to do just in case something happens like this again, or if you're a witness to this situation again, right?
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that. That nigga lies so much. I don't know. I don't watch his lies like that. I just peek my head in and out.
No, she said that, I guess Kevin was saying that Lacey and Jamie was there during quarantine also. So was y'all together?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
I know only time I ever heard him mention about Jamie and Lacey, I guess somebody said that he's not very clean, like his house is dirty or some shit. And he was saying that his house is never dirty and we can ask Lacey. And
now this was the Royce sent this information in a text. Remember when she said that Kevin was unkempt and that his house was like a hoarder's house, right? And so let's see Shai's response.
Jamie, if they ever seen his house, like every time they came over his apartment or whatever apartment he had at Dwight Howard, was the area clean? That's the only thing I can remember close to that. But
okay, I don't know nothing about that, but the whole thing.
Exactly. Shai said, I don't know nothing about that. You want to know why? Because Shai stated that she was there that whole time frame. So how are you saying he's unkempt, Royce? How are you saying he had a hoarder's house, Royce? You get what I'm saying? Are we questioning Shai now? Is that the question now? Something about this storyline does not add up, because everybody within this situation, they're not agreeing to the same statements. Their story is inconsistent. It doesn't match up in some spaces. Because as far as Royce is concerned, Kevin is dirty and nasty, except for when he take pictures. And that time frame when he was staying in Dwight's apartment facility, it was like a hoarder's house. But according to Shai, and we'll show it, she stated she was there that whole time. So is Shai in agreement to the house being hoarded and nasty, especially with her children being there?
thing about the quarantine. Okay, so y'all know Snap are doing ceremonies. Okay, kids running fucking around, they doing ceremonies and shit. What kind of shit is this? Like, I've been there. So what we got? I gotta pull up
Girl,
more
you got me
screens.
side.
Cause what? I gotta pull up more screenshots. Cause this is the thing. Dwight, this is one thing and I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Look, if I was just a friend or just somebody he was messing with, just like Tiger said, a little side piece or whatever. When we went to Dwight's house, we were allowed to have our phones. So we have free range to take pictures, audio, all of that stuff.
Yeah,
whatever we wanted to do.
Looking like, girl, what ceremony? Some Illuminati shit, girl, like Passover?
Right.
Was
so
there
if
some goats being sacrificed and some chickens? Like, what you mean, girl? Ceremony? Chick?
Listen, that's a whole nother live.
Y'all ain't eating babies in there. That's what the internet be saying. These celebrities, they say y'all eat babies.
Let's just say this. Ceremonies was happening, and I was not.
Was there any orgies?
When I seen what was going on, I'm like, I'm not doing this shit. Hell
was there orgies?
I don't know what. Look, all I can say is my bro talked about it. I was there, and it just was a lot going on.
Now I would have to question Shai. You had your child there, you had your children there, but all of this was going on. Why didn't you leave? Why didn't you leave? Were you taking part, or did you not care? When are we going to start to think for the children?
Shrooms.
I mean, I just know that I was there, and I'm not trying to blow up Dwight because that's what he do. Whatever. I'm talking about Kevin. So
in order to witness this information, you were there. Kevin was an employee there. Kevin was there with you and your children, or your child. I think you mentioned your son. I'm not sure how many children Shai has, but let's think about this. You had your phones. You were there often. You practically lived there. Cali was there often. All of these things, Dwight had a space where you guys were, I guess, welcome. Kevin could have guests there as often as he desired. You get what I'm saying? So how is it that he had all of these dark secret society events going on with you guys being present for you guys to be able to come out on the internet and even speak of it? But he has so much power and so much money. You get what I'm saying? You would think that he would say, I have these things going on. I don't want everybody to be a witness of. So, certain times they can't be over because I don't want them to end up witnessing something. That never thought to come across his mind. You guys were able to witness these things so y'all could testify about it. But yet, Shai, her lips are sealed, remember?
I look to my left and I see Kevin doing shit. The fuck is going on in here? Are you okay? Are you safe? Am I safe? Because now I'm questioning my fucking safety.
But Cali's so crazy though.
No, Cali's not crazy.
That's what he say. I know Cali ain't crazy. I talk to Cali almost every damn day.
Yeah, because I was there.
Cali got the universe literally replaced another nigga who I thought had my back with a nigga who I know got my back.
Exactly. And then when these things were going on, we was told like, hey, everything is gonna be okay. This is what's gonna happen, and y'all just need to sit down and just let the shit be what it is. That's pretty much what we was told. So, I mean, Cali went through it. I went through it. But I'm saying I didn't do nothing. I'm just saying I saw what was going on.
No, you good, child.
Yeah, because
I mean, whatever that lawsuit, if Dwight Howard don't settle, if he gonna fight it, I bet a lot of shit gonna come out in court, girl. And I hope they put it public too. I hope it's a public case too, so because I'm gonna cover the shit out of that story, bro. Because y'all know that me.
This kid was
y'all people who was obsessed with snakes and shit. and all that, because you know
I got a snake right now in my room.
Yeah, there's a difference from having a pet snake and then being obsessed with them.
And being obsessed with
my
them.
mom, I remember my mom she owned 2 snakes at 2 separate times, and one of them damn snakes got, it was a python. And I don't want to exaggerate and lie, but I believe it was like over like.
I wanted to edit some of this out because it was just regular conversation, but I started getting tired, you guys, looking through the video. So you guys just bear with it. Neo was just giving her her testimony about, her mom having snakes and things like that.
Were like 9 foot. That bitch was big.
Yeah.
That snake was so fucking big that she couldn't even feed it rabbits no more. It wouldn't even eat the rabbits because rabbits was too small. She had to feed the damn snake baby pigs. And my mama got rid of that fucking snake because of the sound of the baby pig sounded like a baby crying, dying.
What?
So it got to her so bad. That was the last time my mom ever owned the snake. Because she had to give it away. She couldn't take care of that snake no more. And I remember when that damn snake got out one day and they found that motherfucker in my damn room under the bed. That's, oh Lord, damn snake was trying to eat a damn child.
They try to side. They side.
They found him in my damn room. So. But then she had a little baby snake, a little baby python. But I remember when she got rid of the baby python because it kept escaping. But when that big motherfucker got out, and then she put him back in the cage, and then one day he was so big she couldn't even give him rabbits. Yeah, these baby pigs.
My god! Yeah. Oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah. So, but that's what I said. It's different from having a pet and being obsessed. But you got to pay attention to that when somebody's obsessed with snakes and then they're very sexual perverted, or you just never know. Those are telltale signs. So
right.
So.
No, he didn't make the non-disclosure. It was just me and Cali and Ange, my bestie. We didn't have to sign NDAs because we was cool. Like we was always over there. Now he had other guests come over there.
Now she stated they didn't have to sign any NDAs. They were cool. They were always coming over there. So help me understand, how is it that he would have these events around you guys and not have you sign anything, knowing that you would be able to tell these stories on the internet? Can somebody please make sense of that? So why is it that we feel like, because you were around Kevin, an employee, he would automatically assume that it's okay to have these type of events around you, and you weren't going to say anything or feel any type of way about it? That leads me to question a lot of things. You get what I'm saying? Especially when we say, oh, he's an NBA star. He has a lot of money. He got a lot of power. He can do all kinds of things. He can make things go away. But he never tried to prevent anybody speaking of certain things that happened in his house, like Cali and Shai. He never tried to prevent that.
Over there, they had to sign it, but we had our phones. So, yeah.
Wait, what she said? Because she said, please, Shai, tell it. We have suffered him for over a year now, bashing and harassing Brianna. But pull the mask off the deranged free. Bruh, well, she already said she ain't seen him do nothing physically gay. Like, so we know it ain't.
No, I didn't see nothing physically gay. What's going on? But they
never saw anything physically gay. So all of the jokes and all of the statements as far as Kevin being gay is only because they're making fun of him. The man is not gay. Neither one of them saw him do anything gay at all. Even in her statement about whatever was going on in Dwight's house, ceremonies and parties and all of these things, they never saw anything gay. So I'm trying to understand, to what extent of freaky or crazy are there in reference to, because none of this is really not leading to anything or proving anything, especially towards Kevin. If he never did anything gay, you never saw him do anything gay. You get what I'm saying? I'll continue.
They was definitely doing. It was definitely some moaning and all types of stuff going on while they was there. So I don't know. Like, that's why I'm saying, Cali. What Cali was saying, I stand on that because I was there.
Now, if this
so
shit go to court, I'ma laugh at you, Shai. They say you was in there participating, child. Me laughing.
Let me tell you, listen. Let me tell you what I was doing.
I'm be laughing at you, child. I'm gonna give you heads up right now, girl.
I was sitting here with my cup in the chair, looking like this.
Child.
I was like, what are they doing?
No, I with you because Cali said he know what the fuck he heard, bro, and they started trying to tell this nigga he crazy. Only to find out that fucking Dwight Howard is a whole fucking damn near rapist. Because I felt like that was a rape. If somebody don't want you to have sex with you and you tell them they're going to have sex, that's low-key rape, nigga. So
I will say this, that all I know is as I sip my water.
I love that water.
Oh yeah, Crystal got it.
Oh yeah, I love that water. Dr.
As
Sadie
I sip
got
my
me
water, I just know that I wasn't the night that happened. I wasn't there, but the night that they had another ceremony and I was there, it was similar. It was the same type of situation.
Okay, so she stated that she was not there the night when Cali actually participated in the mushrooms, but she stated that she was there for another ceremony. She stated that she saw a lot of these ceremonies, right? But right here, she stated that she saw one ceremony. I don't know if I'm looking into this statement too deep, but it makes me feel like maybe she only saw one, if any, because she stated that she didn't partake as far as taking any drugs. But according to Kevin and Cali, if you were there, you had to participate. So, and then she stated she had her phone. But Cali stated that he had to leave his phone in a different area due to the participation in the facility. And he was upset that Kevin had his, right? So there's some inconsistencies in that, right?
But I wasn't getting involved in none of that stuff. So yeah, my ass was over. You
didn't take no mushrooms, child.
No, after I seen what was going on, I said no.
Hey, this would have been my ass. Crazy. If I was the one sober and everybody else high, this is my ass. Hey, look, Shai, look, this would have been me.
Yeah, I thought
I would have been documenting all this shit. So anything pop off, they can't say I did nothing.
I definitely thought about doing it, but I was kind of scared. It was like one of those moments, like, should I not? Like, should I?
That's all they would have remembered. Should we think she had a phone? How? That would have been
right.
They would have seen the flash and everything, bro. Catch this on tape. So, but.
Nah, but he wasn't. Because when it happened,
I said, okay, Neo. Like, especially if I was the one sober. Oh yeah.
I was the only one sitting there, like looking at everything going on. I'm like, I'm just because Kevin asked me if I wanted to do it, and I said no, I don't want to do that.
I'm just saying, Shai. I just let you know.
When I was out at that mansion.
Now we're gonna go into another video with Cali. Cali has a lot of videos of his testimony about this night, right? It's kind of hard to like go through all of those videos. So of course, I did this review to give like different pointers and stuff like that. But if anybody wants me to go over a video in specific, just let me know. I don't have a problem with it. And, just giving my observation. But I try to be just, I try to be fair, you guys. But on my observation, I have to give my opinions of how I feel. If that interferes with anyone, if that offends anyone, I don't have a problem with stating that solely is not the intent to attack anyone. But I'm giving my review, right? I'm giving my observation. I'm giving my viewpoint. And when it comes to children and having situations happening to them, I have no friends. I care about no adult's feelings, you know, and I hope that that could be respected and understood. You get what I'm saying? Because it's not to throw jabs at anyone. It's just, you know, it's just my major concern, you know, because just like was stated before, I have trauma in my childhood. You get what I'm saying? Neo is in defense for a lot of children and women who have been victims, as well as herself. You know, it's a lot of different content creators and platforms who are speaking out about injusticeness towards children. So when I get into these videos and I give my observation, you know, I am going to identify my concerns and feelings about the mishaps of us adults pertaining to the conversations about the mistreatment toward these children, so that we can bring awareness to each other.
Some gay type thing, I picked up like, nigga, what the fuck going on around here? Like, is this, I felt some gay shit was trying to come about out there at that house. Charleston White mentioned snakes.
Thank you, Lakeisha. Thank you so much.
Now, from what I don't get into all the rituals, and I don't get into all that shit, but some people do. And
now, this video, he was actually speaking about a situation with Charleston White and what Charleston White was stating. I didn't want to get into that video because, like I said, he got a lot of different videos that he tried to relate these stories to. You get what I'm saying? So I did get to where he started talking, and he was referencing the snakes and everything, and trying to relate, because apparently Dwight had snakes in his home and stuff like that. We're gonna let it play a little while. I got a lot of things to rebuttal about that, but we'll get into that.
Many people have brought up snakes to me and said snakes are a part of the rituals and stuff. Dwight Howard has a whole living room full of snakes. Also, Charleston White mentions fruit. Could be a coincidence. I don't know why he decided to make sure he mentioned fruit, but he mentioned fruit. You know what I'm saying? I mentioned fruit trying to be given to me.
Oh,
put that shit here.
Oh,
now this is another video that another interview that he did with Amora on Let's Talk with Amora's channel, and he was showing the behaviors that he stated Kevin was doing while he was high on mushrooms.
Ooh.
And said, Cali, you sure you don't want no fruit, Cali?
Oh shit, he did that. Cali, I didn't know he did that.
So, I mean, does that have anything to do with anything? I don't know.
Now, he stated that Kevin and Dwight never did anything gay around him. But the only time that he had questions about any gay thing was when he was high off of shrooms, when Kevin offered him fruit, and when he heard something in another room. That is what he stated. I want you to know that any other time we would have to question, were you high before this moment? You get what I'm saying? And so we can confirm that maybe this high was the actual high, or maybe you weren't high before, and this moment you were actually high. So there's a possibility that you might have just been tripping.
You decide. But it's interesting that Charleston White mentioned fruit. You know what I'm saying? Then Charleston White mentions how he didn't eat anything there that night. I said the same thing, right? Didn't I say the same thing? I said I didn't eat nothing. I didn't drink nothing all night. I stayed away from everybody. I stayed to myself, went on my trip on my own. I didn't want to be around none of them niggas. I said that. Charleston.
You laid on this man's couch who you were unfamiliar with. You stayed away from everybody and stayed on your own. Now, I want everybody to understand, Kevin stayed there. Dwight stayed there. Cali was a guest. If they were going to do anything, if they wanted to do anything, they could have waited until Cali left, right? Or they could have did anything when Cali wasn't there. Why would they do it when Cali was there? To make Cali uncomfortable.
Charleston White also makes a statement that I move in a different type spirit, homie. That's kind of like what I was saying when I said I was protected that night.
Spiritually, I was being protected.
Right? I wasn't there for entertainment. I came there to do the mushrooms on a spiritual level, nothing entertainment. Them niggas had other agendas. You feel what I'm saying? And I was protected. And that's what he was saying. He walked in a different spirit. He felt like he was protected that night. I'm just saying. Violators do to people. But let's not make it, who are you, Cali? Who are you? It wasn't about me. It was about you and your character, nigga, who you are. And you clearly shown you're a sell your soul ass nigga. Zesty Wesley. I want you to understand what happened that night, right? 2 different characters were shown between me and you. You showed that you would sell your soul for money or whatever to harm your friend. You would bring your friend to a stranger's house and...
Now he's saying that Dwight was a stranger and he was brought there to a stranger's house. But Cali was the one that stated he was there all the time. Cali even stated before that him and his wife would come. And not only that, but Cali even stated that he had to hide while he was going live because he realized he was calling the police, but he went and hid to wait on his wife to come. And not only that, but his wife had to go inside to get Cali's equipment. And she even had enough time to look at a video that Kevin created about Cali on his trip on the stairs. But not only that, but you had the time to get your phone and then flee. What part of that is making sense? They gave you an opportunity to get your phone, to call the police, to leave and go live. That's what they did after they tried to sacrifice you or try to do some Illuminati stuff. Not only that, but Cali even said in one of his statements, and trust me, I'll go over any of these videos. Cali stated in an instance, he felt like they were going to do something to Kevin and he had to work up the courage to go save his friend. You get what I'm saying? And this is the only time that you felt like they were going to do something to either you or Kevin when you were high. And then somehow it turned around from them doing something to Kevin to now Kevin and Dwight were going to do something to you. Help me make sense of that, y'all.
Plot to violate him in an altered state of mind. You secretly recorded him and everything. You would have allowed me to be violated. Now, my character showed that night that although I was in an altered state of mind, when I knew you were missing for a long time, I fought through that altered state of mind and I raised hell in that house to make sure somebody found out where you were at, if you were alive, whatever. See the difference between our characters?
You had to go save Kevin. The same one that you were accusing was trying to do something to you that night. Some Illuminati stuff. In the same clip, y'all, this is literally the same video where he stated they were going to do something to him. Rituals with snakes and fruit and all this and that. You had to go save Kevin. But at the same time, it was Kevin that was plotting against you, his friend, the one he knows, right? Help me make sense of this. Can we all see that this man basically had a bad trip on a first time high of mushrooms? Is anybody understanding this but me? Or is everybody high? Because at this point, I'm starting to question if anybody is sober.
Nigga, you see that? That's what was shown that night. I fought through my altered state of mind to find you, nigga, because you was missing for 2 hours. And I fought through that.
How did you know he was missing for 2 hours and you didn't even have a phone? Did Dwight have a clock on the wall or something? How did you know he was missing for 2 hours? How did you know? How did you have to save Kevin from a place that he resides and works at? How did you have to do that? How did you have to save Kevin when it was Kevin who was trying to do something to you?
I I fought through that. That's what character is. That's what was shown. And you were shown that you're a snake ass nigga. And you're not right, nigga. You're a foul ass nigga. And your time is coming, nigga. Tick tock, nigga. Your time is coming, nigga. I keep telling you, you're not sleeping, nigga. You're okay.
Now, everybody, understand. Let me read some of these comments, y'all. Negro Ralph, what's up, brother? I'm happy you came through. Ralph says that nigga was thinking sexual about Kevin before high, got high, and went gay. Exactly. Let's see. Thank you, Lakeisha. Thank you. He was in an altered state of mind. There it is. You guys, this shouldn't have went on this long. It shouldn't have got as big as it did, as Cali tried to make it. He was clearly high. And what I would like everybody to look up, depersonalization and derealization. This is a state of mind that happens when you have trauma or when you have substance abuse. And Cali had an interview, which I am going to go over, where he stated that he has done drugs like Molly, all kinds of stuff. I really think that he sniffed powder. But, you know, that's my observation. No offense to the man if he doesn't. You get what I'm saying? But, you know, when you do these things, when you get high, you can go into a sense of derealization or depersonalization. That means things aren't as real as you feel they are because your nervatic system has been altered. When you take a psychedelic drug, your nervatic system has been altered. So guess what? You're going to have changes in perception. You're going to have changes in mood. You're going to have changes. And not only that, but this, I can give you a small instance because they talk about psychedelics. And they try to shame Kevin about DMT and all this and that. DMT is a plant, okay, for anybody who wasn't informed. Just like marijuana is a plant, but DMT is like a psychedelic drug. But here's the thing: so is chocolate. It's a psychedelic. Tea is a psychedelic. Coffee is a psychedelic. Tobacco is a psychedelic. Okay. And notice when you eat these things, you have a mood. Like when you eat chocolate, you feel a mood of, you know, it feels good or it tastes good. Or if you smoke a cigarette, you have a mood change of feeling relaxed or you done calm down or anything like that. When you have these things, when you have derealization or anything like that, it can go from a small nervatic change to an extreme nervatic change. Just like psychedelics can cause you, certain psychedelics can cause you to have hallucinations. And to see the thing about depersonalization and derealization, they can last from up to hours to days into weeks. And it also plays a role into how much substance abuse you have. And it also plays a role in how much trauma you may have encountered within your lifespan as well. It makes you have an altered understanding or perception of reality. Cali thinks that some of his moments within his high was more real than the others. And the truth of the matter is, all of them were high moments. You were high, Cali. Everything you perceived was from an altered high state of mind. Kevin did not try to come on to you because when you were sober, they never tried to do anything gay around you. This was your first time taking mushrooms. So you obviously had a bad trip. You get what I'm saying? And in this instance of your bad trip, you saw your face deformed. In this video, you also stated that everybody was looking like zombies, which is also a testament to depersonalization and derealization. When you look at other people, you seem to think that they look as if something that they're actually not. You get what I'm saying? And this is what we have to bring, this awareness to each other, to become more self-aware, to understand that when you intake certain things as far as psychedelics or anything like that, and the alteration of your mind and your nervatic system, regardless of how long you have taken the drug, your nervous system still has to take time to get back to a regular state. And he did not take that time because he obviously went on live that very morning to talk about some gay moment that he said that he experienced when he was high. When he was high. Let me see. Thank you, Negro Rap. I love you too. And Lakeisha says, it was his first trip and he couldn't handle it. Before that day, he never had any issues with Kevin. So all that stuff he coming out with is because he was not in right state of mind. Exactly. What's my Cash App? I never posted my Cash App, y'all. I think I need to post it. Lakeisha said, if Cali really thought Kevin was the person he trying to point him out to be, he would have never trusted to be there that day. Exactly. He would have never brought his family there. He would have never spent so much time there. He would have never did any of these things. Why would they try anything with you all of a sudden out of nowhere if you never had any points leading up to it? You get what I'm saying? The only points that you had leading up to it was when you were high. When you were high. And Negro Rap says he sounded like he wanted to be courted. Exactly. Lakeisha Lovely, what's your Cash App? Negro Rap wants to know. You can post it across your screen. Hold on, let me see, you guys. Let me see. I think I'm gonna post it. Okay, let me type it in my banner. It just don't make no sense to me, y'all. It really don't. Let me see if this will show. All right, that's my Cash App, you guys. I appreciate you guys for coming through and listening. I got some more videos that I'm going to debunk, but I wanted to start with this review so that everybody can see certain things from a beginning to an end, so that they can see the inconsistencies, and they can also, you got, because I know there's a lot of people who are wondering, well, did this happen? Was he trying to come on to Cali and all of these rumors that have been coming out? But let me just debunk some of the things that he stated out of his mouth, along with a couple of people who made statements in regards to this situation, so that we can understand that there's room to question, if anything ever happened, because based upon him, nothing gay ever happened. And the only time that he questioned anything gay was when he was high off of shrooms, y'all. Like, Cali, you was high. You was high, man. This could have ended long time ago if somebody close to him would have been like, you know what? It really don't make sense. Please stop talking about this. But nobody gave him that. Nobody was a true friend. Lakeisha says we can see it. I was saying, mine from Kevin. Thank you so much, Mama. I appreciate you guys so much. I wish that I want more people to see it. Y'all share this live, because there's so many videos that Cali has made, so many interviews that Cali has made going against Kevin, and people, a lot of people, I want them to see like this not making sense. And this won't be the last video either, but I'm gonna go ahead and end it with this one right here. If anybody has any questions and they want me to go over something, let me know. If I do have some more videos to bring that I am going to debunk, and I'm probably going to try to get on here more often so that it can be consistent on my end. But I really wanted to do this video clip and put it all together because there's so many of them, and I don't want to go I don't want to you don't see it on the screen, Ralph? My Cash App is Lovely Me, but it's a lowercase L, not a capital L. And then there's a capital M and a capital A. Thank you so much, Lakeisha. I really appreciate y'all too. Like, y'all, it's so many people speaking about this situation. You get what I'm saying? So many rumors have been spread about this situation. And I just wanted to get to the root cause. And I'm not necessarily attacking anyone. I just it just so happened that Cali is the one that made these statements, you guys. It's nothing to him personally. Neo came through. It's nothing to her personally. I honestly stated that Neo, I'm not feeling what Neo did in her last video about Kevin, but this me bringing her interview in on this review clip, it was not to attack Neo, but I did have some disagreements as far as how we go about things with children. You get what I'm saying? So she probably felt attacked, but I'm not attacking anyone. I'm just getting to the root of things, and I don't want to be distracted. And sometimes if we stay in our emotions, it causes a lot of distractions. And it's apparent that Cali and Neo are great friends or great supporters of each other's channels. So, I know there's an interference with that, but I really want everybody to at the least, critically analyze certain things, ask questions. You get what I'm saying? And see if this information makes sense. It's no favoritism. I didn't even bring in any information that Kevin stated. And the reason why I didn't bring in anything Kevin stated is because I wanted everybody to hear what Cali's statements were. See what Cali was talking about. And every time he speaks of it, he has a different story, or he has something he done added in, or something that he takes away from it. Now, these were recent videos, but there's a lot of videos from the past as well. And I am definitely going to go through some of these things. If this so happens to offend people, then okay. Because Kevin is highly offended, and not a lot of people, not enough people are considering that. And so, where I stand and how that goes to me is, oh well, Cali. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lakeisha. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Brother Ralph. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank y'all for coming through. Y'all share this live. Let's spread some awareness. Let's stop taking everybody's word about situations. And even if we close to them, even if we care about them, let's at least have room to question what they're stating so that we can either give them the truth about what they may be thinking, or we could tell them, let that story go. Let it go, because it don't make sense. You get what I'm saying? And that's what's happening here. It don't make sense. It don't add up. And I'll keep stating it over and over. Shout out to Brother Kevin. And here's one thing that Kevin would say. Kevin says, and I want everybody to think about this statement because it can go in a lot of ways. It can mean a lot of things. He states, if you ever find yourself in the midst of chaos, it is in that chaos where you have found yourself. Think about it. Don't let it go over your head. Peace to everyone.